Silent scream for the pandemic. Hi guys, welcome to Pandemic Yoga, episode 4. We're going to get started right away today because I want to do my favorite yoga party trick with you, which is a really, really good hip opener and a really good hamstring lengthener. So we're going to kind of dive into it right away. I think I figured out how I can do it as well as demonstrate it, as well as talk you through it at the same time and have it all work. Hopefully it works. If not, then we're going to blame the pandemic. I hope everyone is feeling well. I feel like I'm seeing less people walking, which makes me nervous, but maybe it's because we're trying to be really diligent about staying inside. But I don't know about you. I need the fresh air no matter what. I went to Target at 7:45 this morning to stock up on groceries. So I had huge anxiety laying in bed this morning at 6:30 because Target has always been one of my very favorite places, and now it scares the pants off me. So I'm hoping that that will reverse itself once this situation goes away. But I don't know. I didn't even get Starbucks because the drive-through line was like 30 cars long. So it's been a rough day. Good day for yoga, right? But it's Friday. I don't know that that means anything right now because tomorrow and Sunday are just like today, except no schoolwork, right? But it's Friday, so that's exciting. I don't have much to say. The pandemic is literally sucking the lifeblood out of me. So I hope you're well. I hope you're all feeling good. I hope you're feeling healthy. I hope you're finding these videos to be relaxing and calming and to loosen you up and just kind of relax your mind for a little bit, because that's the only intention behind them. So today we're going to open up your hips. This is my favorite party trick pose. If you don't love yoga and you're just bored and that's why you're doing these videos, then I think this might win you over, which would be fantastic. But everyone's got tight hips. We carry a lot of our tension and our anxiety and our nervous energy in our pelvic region, and it kind of settles into our hips. Men tend to do more like shoulder tightness, like way up here. Women tend to do more like pelvic area tightness. So loosening your hips is always freeing and relaxing, and it always feels good. So what you're going to need is either a yoga strap like this, or a scarf or a belt, or anything long, anything that's like about 6 feet long that you can kind of, you know, put your foot in and move your leg around a little bit. Anything will work. It doesn't have to be a double C strap. It can be anything. So grab a strap, and we're going to start the way we have the last couple classes with just a few sun salutations to kind of warm us up and move us through things. And then we're going to go down on our back, and it's a pose that you take a while and you hold a while and you kind of ease your way into it, and sometimes it feels awful and sometimes it feels really freeing and like you're releasing something, and then at the end you realize it was all worth it. So let's just start with a forward bend. So everybody press your palms together, make your church hands, press your palms up towards the ceiling. Let's do a back bend first. So hips forward, right? Arch back, bend the knees a little. Inhale up, exhale, fingertips to the floor, drop your head. You can either cross your arms here and add a little weightiness, or you can just let your fingertips relax towards the floor. If your fingertips aren't touching the floor, don't worry about that. You can either bend your knees enough that they touch, or you can just cross at the elbows. You don't want your arms to just dangle in free space, so either cross at the elbows or ground down. Nice deep breathing here, in and out through your nose. Inhaling in through the nose, drawing the breath all the way down into the low belly, holding it there for just a couple counts, and then slowly exhaling it back out. Right? Our breath can control our blood pressure. It can do a lot to calm down our central nervous system. If you can get control of your breathing, you can make yourself feel a lot better almost every single time. So from your flat back, from your forward bend, inhale up to a flat back, fingertips to the top of the knees, arch your back, stick your tush out, and look up. Exhale and fold. Inhale up, flat back. Arch the back. It's always going to feel better if you can arch your back. Exhale and fold. One more time. Inhale up. Big breath in. Exhale and fold. So if you're at the back of your mat, like I am, come into your forward bend and then walk yourself out on your fingertips, coming into your downward facing dog. Drop your head here. Drop your heels. Keep a bend in the knee just a little bit. You know, everybody come on up onto their toes. Bend their knees. Press your hips back towards the wall behind you. And then drop the heels and straighten the legs. And then let's check our stance. Inhale forward into a plank. Engage the core. Nice deep breathing here. Exhale back into dog. And from your dog, come on down, hands and knees. We're going to go into a couple cat and cows. So spread your fingers nice and wide. Knees are a little bit apart. On an inhale, arch your back, drop your head, and look through your legs. Exhale, arch your back and look up. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhaling. Puff your back up like a balloon. And then exhale. And just come to a flat back. So a flat back would be like if you were turning yourself into a coffee table. You would make a flat back. Not an arch, not a round, just a flat back. Your right foot is going to come out behind you. Toes are going to curl under and press into the mat. And you're just going to press out through your heel to lengthen everything in the back of your knee. So your foot's on the ground, nothing is up. Press out through the heel. And then bring the knee back. Same thing on the other side. So left toe, the big toe mound, the big bump under your big toe is what's pressing into the mat. Heel is up. You're pressing out through the heel, straight leg. And you're feeling this lengthen all the muscles in the back of your knee that you forget about. All right, come on into a wide knee child's pose. Knees go out to the side, hips press back, forehead or chin come down to the mat, and your arms go out in front of you. All right, come on up onto hands and knees. You are going to come onto the crown of your head. So you don't want to come on your forehead. You want to come onto the very tippy top of your head and put that down on the mat. So if you're on a hard floor, you might want to fold your mat up a couple times and give yourself a little more cushion. If you're on a carpeted floor like I am, then you should be okay. So come onto the crown of your head. Hands come behind you, interlace your fingers, and start to lift your arms up off your back. You're straightening your arms as you're pressing them up towards the ceiling, but you're not hyperextending. So you don't want to feel like you're pressing out through the backs of your elbows. You just want to feel like they're straight, and you're going to feel this the most on your shoulder blade area. Nice big breath in. Exhale, release your hands, come back up onto hands and knees. And let's just do a couple more cat and cows, and then we'll go back up into dog, walk forward and go through maybe just 2 sun salutations, and then we'll go into our hip opener, okay? So, inhale, drop the head, round the back. Exhale, arch the back and look up. Inhale. Exhale. I have a foot cramp. And one more. Inhale up. Exhale to a flat back, neutral back. Curl the toes under, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Nice deep breathing here. Let's pike, so let's walk our hands back to meet our feet. Standing forward bend at the back end of your mat. And from here, come all the way up to stand, arms come up above. Oop, hit my light. Hands come down to prayer in front of your heart. And then you release. So let's walk up to the front of our mat. Sun salutation. If you have done the can't see myself. If you have done the last two classes, then you're familiar with the sequence a little bit, but I'll talk you through it, and we're just going to do two quick ones, and then we're going to go down on our back for pretty much the rest of the class. That's kind of nice, right? So, okay, so we're up at the front of the mat. Feet are hip width. I apologize if you can't see my head. I don't know if you can because I can't. Feet are hip width and parallel. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, forward bend, fingertips to the floor. Inhale up to your first of 3 flat backs. Inhale up, exhale and fold. Inhale up, exhale and fold. One more time, inhale up, exhale and fold. Right foot back, long lunge. So again, remember, hands can either come to the inside of the front foot or go one on either side, whatever feels best. Hands come down to the floor, left foot back, downward facing dog. Inhale forward into your plank. Everybody do the same thing here. Knees, chin and chest, scoop forward, come up into your high cobra. And then unclench. I know you are. I know you are. I would bet my last tube of weird turkey from Target that you're clenching. I am buying tubed meat now. That's what it's come down to. Curl the toes under, lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Now the right foot's going to come all the way up. So make space. Step it up. And then to get the left foot up there, straighten through the right leg, lean back a little, and step up. And you're back at the beginning. So let's do that one more time, okay? Come on up to the front of your mat. I mean, it's a normal brand, Shady Brook. It's not really what I would normally buy, but it's in a tube. So when you squeeze it out to like make meatloaf or something, it's this weird tube shape until you mush it. I don't know, it's a little disheartening. It's a little disheartening. It makes you want to be vegan, sort of. So, head of the arm bones roll back. That means palms forward, shoulder blades squeeze together. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward bend, fingertips to the floor. Inhale up, flat back, first of 3. Exhale and fold. Inhale up, flat back. Number 2. And then the last one, number 3, come on up. This time, let's just add a little pizzazz. Arms out in front, come on into your chair pose. You should be able to see your toes when you look down. Your knees shouldn't be in front of your toes. Hips in the air, fingertips to the floor. Right foot back. Long lunge. Let's make this a high lunge real quick. Why not, right? So bring your hands up, bend deeper into the back knee, arms come up, sit a little lower in the pelvic girdle. Nice deep breath in. Your lungs are huge right now. Like your lung capacity when you're in this position, everything's bigger and spread out. So take a nice big breath in. Exhale the hands to the floor. Step back into your down dog. Everybody inhale forward into plank. Knees to the floor, chin and chest, slide forward, come up, unclench. It's the strangest thing, right? Like, you don't even know how it's happening, and suddenly you're as tight as can be back there. It's awkward. Hips up, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, long lunge, so make the space. Step it up. Didn't step it up as much as I wanted to. We're gonna do a high lunge. So bend deep into the front knee. I'm still favoring that knee a little because I screwed it up a little bit last week, or the beginning of this week maybe. It's just a little sore, and I don't want it to get worse. So I'm not bending as deep. Big breath in. Exhale, hands to the floor. Now we're gonna step up with the back foot. So straighten the front leg, put a little bend in the back knee, swing it up. Standing forward bend, front of your mat. Cross your arms for weightiness and hang. Big breaths in, engage the core, which is another word for suck it in. Suck it in and see if that gives you more space to fold deeper into your bend. All right, come on up. So here's how this is going to work. Everyone has a strap or something, right? I hope. So here's how this is going to work. I am going to lay on my mat with my head facing towards you, my legs away from you, because my legs are the part you're going to want to watch. You might not be able to see my feet the whole time, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be talking to you through the whole entire thing to tell you what to do with your feet. So just follow along as best as you can. Like I said, you hold this for a little bit longer than you might. It's more of a restorative pose than a regular asana pose. So you hold it for a little bit longer than you might normally hold a pose. Do your best to hold it as long as you can and just listen to my voice, follow the instructions. And then when you're done, you're gonna, I wish I could hear all of you. Like, I'm glad we're not doing this Zoom because I don't like that. But I wish just for the sake of this pose, I could hear all of you at the end because I know you're all gonna like this and I know exactly what you're gonna say. I'm gonna tell you after what I knew you were going to say after you already said it because I know what you're gonna say. Because it's a predictably great pose. So grab your strap, lay down on your mat. Don't be alarmed that you can't see my head because you're still gonna be able to hear everything I'm saying to you. And I think it'll work. And I think it'll make you feel good, and that's always my goal for you. For any class I teach, always that you just leave feeling better than you did when you got here. And this is one of those poses. So lie down. This isn't bad, right? We can do this. Okay, so let's start with the happy baby. Happy baby, you reach for the outer edges of your feet or your big toes. I like big toes. You pull everything wide and then you pull it down into the underarm. So you're feeling this mostly in the backs of your thighs. Maybe your hips too, but mostly the backs of your thighs. So let's do this for a minute. Find a little movement. I always encourage finding a little movement in your poses because I think it feels better and it wakes you up a little. All right, legs are going to come straight up. Arms are not going under your butt. I know that gives you a little bit of a lift and makes it easier to keep your legs up there. Arms are not going anywhere near your butt. Bring your arms out to your sides with the palms up. Flex your feet. So pull your toes down. Look at your disgusting, nasty pedicure. Pull your toes down. Push up through your heels. Press out through the backs of your knees. So you're not hyperextending, but you're pretty straight. Keep your head down, which I'm not doing. Keep your head down so you don't hurt your neck. And take some nice deep breaths. So if you're in alignment, this isn't awful, but it's still not great, right? Bend your knees, take your strap, take your scarf, take whatever you're using. put it around the balls of your feet, and then take one strap in each hand and pull down, but at the same time, press up through your heels. Okay, so you're lengthening the whole bottom of your foot and you're still pressing out through the backs of your knees. This has a lot of direction, but it's all fairly simple. Nice deep breathing, press out through the backs of your knees, press up through your heels. All right, take the left leg out. Bring it straight down to the ground. Keep the foot flexed. So toes are pulling back at you. You're pressing out through your heel. Take both straps that are around the bottom of the right foot in the right hand. I think if you keep the right arm straighter and hold the straps higher, it's easier, but that's up to you. Sometimes even wrapping it feels better, but both straps, right hand, right leg. All you're gonna do here is lower the right leg out to the side, letting it go to wherever it wants. But if your left butt cheek or the back of your left hip starts to roll up off the mat, you have to pull the leg up. You want the back of your hip to stay flat. So we're gonna hang out here for a minute. You're pulling back on the toes, you're pressing out through the heel. Left arm can be out at your side, palm up. Find your breath. So what you're doing with this pose is pulling the femur, the thigh bone, out of the hip socket a little, creating some new, fresh, roomy space, and then putting the femur back, but with all that new space, so it doesn't feel as jammed in. And this is one of those poses where you didn't even realize you were tight until you do this and you feel the difference. And then you think, oh my gosh, like, how was I even walking around? How was I even living? But you were, and you will be again. But this is a good pose. Press out through the heel, pull back on the toes. Don't let your arm drop just because it's getting tired. I know this is a pain, but it's worth it. I promise it's worth it. All right, bring your leg up. One strap in each hand. Pull down. Pull down nice and tight. Toes are coming down, heels pressing up, back of the knee is pressing out behind you. Now, both straps in the left hand, readjust the strap if you need to. Both straps are gonna come into the left hand, right arm goes out to your side. Now listen to this first. You're gonna roll onto the outside of the left hip, like you have Adidas track pants on, and there's a stripe. There's 3 stripes down the outside of your hip. You're gonna roll onto the stripes, but you want the bottom leg, the left leg that's flat on the ground, to stay out in front of you, flat on the ground. So don't let this leg, as you roll, go lower than your hip. Stop it at your hip, but roll onto the outside of the left hip. Keep the back of the right arm and the right shoulder down. Okay, got it? So right leg is going to the left, right arm is staying flat on the ground. Roll it over, keep the arm down. The leg doesn't have to go super low. It's more just that it's going and you're pressing out through the heel. Keep the back of the right arm down, keep looking straight up. Nice deep breathing. If you've been walking a ton, this might feel really uncomfortable right now, because it does for me. My hips are super tight right now, but it's going to feel better when it's over. I promise. Just figure out how to hold the strap that works best for you. A couple more breaths. Lift the leg up to center. I know you couldn't see my whole leg in that, but you don't need to. My leg isn't doing anything, it's just flexing. So just my toes are pulling back. Take one strap in each hand, pull down, pull the toes down, lift the heel high, press out through the back of the knee. Get ready for the magic on the right side because you're almost there. Nice big breath in. Okay, take the strap off that leg, lower the leg all the way down to the ground, and then relax for a second. And just notice how your two hips feel. That right hip should feel like it's sitting a little bit lower and it's a little bit more grounded. And you very well might feel like the right leg is longer than the left. Because when you create space in that hip socket, you're literally creating space. And it might be like ½ an inch longer right now because you put that much space in your hip, depending on how tight you were to start with. So if you're thinking, oh my gosh, Stacy's amazing, my leg is longer. You're right. You're right on both counts. I'm kidding, sort of. The pandemic's making me a little batty. This week was rough, right? We had a couple gray days. School was a little rougher for my second grader. This week was a little bit rough. So we're good. We can all do this, right? It's going to get better. This week was rough though, and I think it's okay to just say that and voice it and move on. So strap is going to go around the ball of the left foot. So left leg straight up in the air, strap around. So the ball of your foot is the bump under your big toe, if you're not familiar. So the strap goes on the ball of the left foot. Okay, right leg is out flat in front of you. Both straps come into the left hand. Again, I like to get a high grip, and I like to twist, but you can do whatever works best for you. So you want to keep the back of the right butt cheek, the back of the right hip down on the ground, right arm out to your side, palm up, lower the leg out to your side. Just don't let the back of the right hip lift. Find your breath here. Inhaling and exhaling in through the nose, drawing the breath all the way down into your low belly, holding it there for just a couple seconds, and then slowly releasing. Nice deep breathing. You're looking straight up. You're not looking in either direction here, right? You're staying grounded on your back body with the arm out to the side. Letting that leg just relax, but keeping the back of the right hip down on the ground, rooted down. Nice big breath in. Exhale the breath. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then one more inhale. We're going to lift the leg up to center. Take one strap in each hand. Hurts your hand, right? Doesn't feel great. Twist, or if you want, you don't have to. And then pull down, press out through the back of the knee. That's important here. You're lengthening the hamstring. You actually have 3 different hamstrings. They start high up in the back of your hip and they cross over and then insert low in the back of the upper knee. Right, Diane Rom? I'm always worried I don't have it right, but I think that's right. And then you're lengthening everything in the back of your knee, everything in the back of your calf, everything in the back of your ankle, like your Achilles area. And you're also opening up the arch of your foot because you're lifting up through the heel and pulling down through the toes, which expands the length of the arch. So take both straps into your right hand. Get your grip wherever that is. Left arm comes out to your side, palm out. So remember, you're rolling onto the fake Adidas stripes on the outside of your right hip, but you want the back of the left arm and shoulder blade to stay down. So that's what you're paying attention to. And don't let the leg go so far over that it hits the floor. That's just stupid. So roll. Keep the arm down. Find your breath here. One side may be easier than the other. One side may not feel as uncomfortable or as achy. Find your breath. Breathe into the tightness in the front of your pec and in the front of your shoulder and the front of your underarm area. Press out through the heel. Press out through the back of the knee. Nice deep breathing here. Inhale, bring the breath all the way down into the low belly, into the core. Hold it there for a couple counts and then slowly exhale. One more, inhale. Exhale the breath. And then on the next inhale, lift the leg up to center. Oh my gosh, it's hard. Pull down on the strap, one in each hand for just a second. And then release the leg from the strap. Bring it out long in front of you. And hopefully, your legs feel equally as long. Your hips feel like they're equally as spacious, right? Even if you feel around on your hip bones, we should have felt around in the beginning. We'll do this again another day, but because I think we have lots of days ahead of us. But if you feel around, your hip bones should be feeling like they're sitting a little lower in the hip socket than they were in the beginning. So next time we'll do a comparison. So come on back into your happy baby that you were in the beginning. Reach for big toes or outer edges of your feet. Pull everything wide, pull everything down. Find a little bit of movement here. Just kind of massaging your low back around on the ground, taking the natural curve out of your spine for a second, as well as opening up through the legs. Okay, so you guys are going to stay right where you are in your flat back positions, and we're going to go right into Shavasana for a couple minutes. Close your eyes and find your breath here. Inhaling and exhaling. In through the nose, out through the nose. Holding the breath all the way down. I'm a boy mom, so my way of explaining this is a very boy mom way of explaining it, but you know those Hot Wheel tracks, those orange Hot Wheel tracks that are flexible? You want to picture something like that. That's what I think of. But you want to picture that making a giant U in your body, the Hot Wheel track. So you inhale on the downside, you hold the breath on the curve, which would be way down here in your core, and you exhale on the upside of the track. So if that works for you. I mean, I guess you could think of anything, but close your eyes. Start with your heels. Press them down firmly into the ground. And then move your way up to your hips and notice how they're sitting. Notice if they're nicely rooted, if they're feeling relaxed, if they're feeling a little looser, right? That would be awesome. And then from there, go out to the sides of your arms, out to your hands. Press the backs of your hands down into the mat. And then move up to your head, which should also feel like it's making nice contact with the ground without you doing anything to encourage it. It should just feel heavy, right? So close your eyes. Let your mind wander. Try not to focus on any one thought right now. You know, it's a weird thing because there's like a million things to think about, and at the same time, there's kind of nothing to think about. Like if you have food, you're pretty much good. Toilet paper, the ever-present toilet paper situation. But, you know, if you've got those two things, you're kind of good. Like there's not a lot to think about. We just need to do what we're told and do our part to make this go away. So let your mind wander. Eyes are closed. Listen to the sound of your breath. Notice how your breath feels in your body today. If you're a little stuffy or a little sinusy, you might be able to feel that as you're inhaling. So pay attention to those little things. So the next time you come back to the mat, you can do a little mental comparison of how you felt today versus how you feel on that day. And hopefully things have improved. If you're familiar with yoga, or you know what, even if you're not, if you're following these videos and you're doing these with me and you're spending this time with me, if there's something specific that you'd like to do, or if there's something, I mean, within reason, because this is a mixed level group, since I don't really know who's doing it and who's not doing it. If there's something specific you'd want to work on, like maybe you want to do spine lengtheners, or maybe you really, really need shoulder openers, or maybe, you know, hamstrings or hips, or maybe you'd like to do a restorative class or a yin class where we just do like 3 or 4 really intense poses and hold them for like 10 minutes each. Comment on Facebook when Parks and Recreation lets you know that this class is available to view. Comment on what you would like to do, because I'll make sure I look at it, and then I can kind of tailor make the class for you, which would be really nice for you, but probably for everyone else that's feeling the same tightness and the same anxiety and the same tension. So comment, or if we're like real life friends, text me and tell me what you want to do. You can do that too. So take just a couple more deep breaths, a couple more inhales, a couple more exhales. Maybe taking a moment to set an intention for your day if you haven't done that. It's really like, it's so strange. I was just in our bedroom and I saw the laundry basket of clothes. And like a week ago, one of my friends said, or maybe it was like 3 weeks ago, I don't even know, Stacia said, "This is amazing. I've never been so on top of my laundry." And I was like, yeah, me too. It's amazing. And I literally just looked at the basket of clothes in our room and thought, I don't have to do it today because I have nothing going on tomorrow. I can totally do that tomorrow. So already, like, really good early on in the pandemic habits are slipping. At least in the Valdez Davis house they are. But maybe take a moment to set an intention for your day, or just something that you'd like to accomplish today. Like you want to get out and take a walk before it rains, or you want to clean the bathrooms really, really good. And then enjoy one of them for yourself before anyone else goes in them, because as a mom, I just feel like we deserve at least that, right? The first one to use the bathroom. But take a moment, and then when you're ready, you can pull your knees in and roll to your right and come on up to sit, or you can just hug your knees in and rock right up to sit, which is what I prefer to do. I like the rocking motion better. And we are just going to close with the word namaste, which is what we've been doing and what we do traditionally in every yoga class. Namaste means that which is divine in me honors and bows to that which is divine in you. So take a nice deep breath in, hands come to your heart in prayer. Press your palms together so your elbows lift a little. Close your eyes. Big breath in. Exhale the breath. And then one more inhale. Namaste. Thank you guys. Thank you friends. I hope everyone is feeling well and healthy. I hope if you're not, then you're on the mend. And I hope that you will continue to play and practice yoga with me, because I know for me, it's really helpful to just move every single day, whether it's walking or yoga, or there's so many like free classes you can take online right now for like HIIT classes and dance classes, and like just keep moving. But if you choose to keep moving with me, that's awesome and amazing, and I'm so grateful and thankful. And if there's something specific that you want to do, please comment on Facebook or text me, but just let me know, and then we'll make sure we do that, okay? All right, so have a good weekend. Try to find something fun to do that kind of makes it like special weekend. I don't even know what that means anymore. But try to have a good weekend, and I hope to see you walking along Ridge very soon. Okay? All right. Thanks.